In this video, we're looking at the BLACKHAWK Sportster Tactical Case, a good value for an entry-level case. Over the last few years, we've had millions of first-time gun buyers, many of whom purchased an AR-15 or another tactical rifle. And what do you need when you buy a modern sporting rifle? You need a good case. One of the first things you'll find is that many of the gun cases out there today are made for bolt-action rifles and are not tall enough for a modern sporting rifle once you factor in an optic, the length of the pistol grip, and the magazines. This is where this case comes in, the BLACKHAWK Sportster Tactical Rifle Case. The BLACKHAWK Sportster Tactical Case is available in two sizes, the 42.5-inch model I have here and a 36-inch model. The 42.5, i.e. this case here, is going to be, I think, appropriate for most of your modern sporting rifles. The smaller case, if you do purchase that, I think that's going to be better for either a short barrel rifle or a 16-inch rifle with a folding or telescoping stock. In either case, I'll probably just go for the slightly bigger case, as that is going to give you more options. These are fairly simple cases, however, they contain most of the features that the vast majority of gun owners will need. So on the front, you will find 5 pockets that you can store your magazines or ammunition, and you have an additional larger pocket towards the front. There is also a smaller pocket in the middle, which is open with no Velcro on the side. If the magazine-wise, I know there have been a lot of questions about that. So if you have standard AK or AR magazines, they are going to fit no problem with standard 30 round capacity magazines, even for the AK ones with a little bit of a bend. Do note, however, if you have an AR-10 or a AICS pattern magazines, the shorter ones will fit. However, if you have a longer magazine, it's going to be very, very tight with them in here. So do take note of that, and probably you can keep those magazines in here. On the front, you do have this additional pocket, and I think this is going to be appropriate for anything such as a small toolkit, such as this Fix-It Sticks kit. It's also going to be appropriate for cleaning supplies. So let's say, for example, you have a small cleaning kit with some hoppies, some bore snakes, patches, and a breakdown collapsible rod. You can store this in here. You can also store additional ammo in this pocket as well. Do note, however, this might get heavier on towards this side of the case. Now, on top of the case, you will find 2 handles, and that is how I carry these cases most of the time. As you can see, I actually use these cases. The BLACKHAWK Sportster Tactical cases also have a strap that you can put over your shoulder. However, what you're going to find is that if you have a shorter rifle in here, this is what's going to happen to the case, and it's going to start folding over. They do have a tendency to bend. So once you open up the zipper, you will find inside a nice padded compartment, which will be big enough to hold most AR-15s with up to 20-inch barrels or so. You might have an issue if you live in a band state and you're using a fixed stock. That is going to take up a bit more space. What you can always do, however, is separate the upper and lower receivers and then fit them both in this case. The one issue that you're going to run into is that with this case, there are no Velcro straps here. So if you do separate the upper and the lower, or you have your firearm plus anything else in here, when you're transporting it, they will hit each other and possibly scratch up the finish. Or if you have a scope, it might, depending on how good of a scope you have, it might cause damage with the scope and you might lose your zero. Overall though, this is a very solid case for an entry-level price. It's not going to have as many features as more expensive or full-featured cases. However, this is also going to be half the price. I certainly recommend buying 1 or 2 of these, as you'll generally be able to find use for them, and when you're able to get more expensive gun cases, you'll be able to gift these to your friends and family, and they'll definitely appreciate it. So that's my take on the BLACKHAWK Sportster Tactical Rifle Cases.